We're coming up 2 years now since the first COVID lockdown, which was the 25th of August. It's been a bit of a weird couple of years, hasn't it? So I was thinking about this morning when I was doing some work for one of my jobs, and it sort of hit me. It's been 2 years now. 2 years since we had our first COVID lockdown in March 2020, and a lot has changed since then. Like, it's kind of weird how much has changed, not just for me personally, but in the world as a whole. And I'm actually kind of surprised by it, and a little depressed by it. And no, before you ask, I haven't been drinking. It is like 11 o'clock at night and I probably should get some sleep, but I'm kind of introspective about this all at the moment, and it's in my brain and I need to do something about it. So I'm sorry, you are my therapist today, which is probably not a fair thing to do for you because you're not charging me by the hour. I'm sorry about that. I mean, for me personally, I've changed jobs a couple of times since then. When the first lockdown hit, I was selling swimwear and was the marketing manager for a swim company, where that year was not a great year. They turned around and they said things like, "What have you done to earn your salary?" And it's like, well, I'm the person that kept your business afloat and made sure that you still had a market to go back to. But doesn't matter. They didn't give me a pay rise. They instead hired somebody else that I was supposed to be answerable to. Which, a little on the frustrating side of things. Whole mess of things. So when I left last year to move on to a recruiting company and work in that was a nice change because the people I was working for were genuinely interested in what I was doing and how I was doing things, and they had some great constructive feedback, and it was a field I'd never worked in before. And then Lockdown 2 hit, Electric Boogaloo, in August, and it's like, no, sorry, we don't need a marketing person because we can't market to anybody because we've suddenly lost all our work. It was kind of shocking. And then some mates actually came through for me and offered me some work and some different contract stuff which paid the bills. And now I am doing some contract work for Auckland Council, and I'm doing a full-time job on top of that. And both of them pay better than anything I've ever had before. And I don't have kids at home now. And so I'm in this weird situation where I pay all my bills and I get what I want, and I've still got money left over at the end of it. And if you've ever been a solo parent, you know that that's not always the case. It's a good feeling. Like, it's a really good feeling. And I have COVID to thank for that, which is kind of creepy because it's killed nearly 1 million people worldwide. But I haven't done too badly out of it this year. Last year was a nightmare, but this year feels so, overall, from where we started to where we are now, feels infinitely better. But on the whole world just feels a little bit crazier and a little bit out there. I'm really depressed by the number of people who are just complete idiots. And it's become so clear through social media that people are complete idiots, which was not something I ever foresaw. I don't know if you know this. I actually did my master's thesis on communication and social media, particularly through video and visual image storytelling. One of the things that I never factored into that was just how dumb people would be. And it's become really apparent to me that people are really stupid. And it's not just when you see protests where people saying, "End the mandates because we want to not wear masks," and that kind of bullshit. That comes across as really selfish. It's just how loud people are about how selfish they are. And that's depressing. And it does get into your head a little bit. And I don't like that. I don't like going into my head. It's the worst place to be. It's all large and echoey and there's not much really to do. So yeah, it's been kind of strange the last 2 years. I'm kind of keen though to know how everybody else is sort of feeling because, 2 years is a long time. It's a massive drag. 2 years is 10% of the time that my son's been alive, my youngest son. That's kind of weird. I think that's right. He's 20. Maths is hard. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that because, like I said, it's 11 o'clock at night and you're my therapy session today, so I do apologize. But I would love to hear how you guys are holding up after 2 years. What are your thoughts on what's happened over the past 2 years, and how do you feel about people now? Because I'm not a big fan of them anymore. Until Friday, I will catch you later. Ka kite ano.